All right, welcome to our final module. We have come a long way on our journey into using generative AI for sales, and now we're going to pull it all together. Let's do a quick review of all the highlights you've learned.
We kick things off by really defining the central challenge, right? It's this constant balancing act between the incredible power of AI and the very real peril of data security. On one hand, you've got these unprecedented productivity gains, and on the other, you have massive security risks. Finding that balance has been our North Star through this whole thing. So, to recap our journey, we're just going to walk that same path we took together. We'll start with the AI sales revolution, then review building your security foundation, putting AI in your workflow, mastering those advanced applications, and finally, look at your path forward.
So let's start at the beginning, revisiting the whole landscape of AI in sales. This was the big why behind this entire tutorial, really understanding what makes this training so absolutely crucial right now. You learned pretty quickly that AI's impact is not just a one-trick pony. We dove into its core capabilities across 4 really key areas, things like content generation, deep research and analysis, helping with strategic planning, and of course, a big one, boosting that administrative efficiency.
So, with the why firmly established, we moved on to what is arguably the most critical part of this whole tutorial, building a strong, practical foundation for data security. This was the how that makes everything else we talked about possible.
You discovered just how important it is to protect personally identifiable information, or PII. And we were clear, this isn't just about the obvious stuff like names and emails. It's any combination of data, maybe a job title and a city, that could be pieced together to identify a specific person.
You know, knowing about the risk is one thing, but knowing what to do about it is everything. That's why we walk through that practical 4-step technique for anonymizing data. Identifying those sensitive bits, replacing them, generalizing the specifics, and then double-checking your work to make sure it's safe to use with any AI tool.
And this is where it all came together, when you learned to engineer better, safer prompts. You developed that crucial skill of being able to tell the difference between a high-risk prompt that's just loaded with confidential data and a secure, effective one that uses placeholders and general context to get a fantastic response without exposing a thing. Okay, so with that security foundation locked in, we then jumped into applying all these principles across your core sales workflows. This is where we moved from theory into day-to-day practical use.
For prospecting, you saw how to use AI as a powerful research assistant, you know? It can synthesize huge amounts of public information to help you understand a market, but you keep your unique, proprietary targeting strategies completely confidential. When it came to writing emails, that key takeaway was the separation technique. You learned to use AI to improve the structure, the tone, and the creativity of your messages, but you always add those sensitive customer details manually right at the end. We saw that same exact pattern with presentations. You found out how AI can really speed up development by building that initial framework, the outline, the narrative, which you then take and customize with your own proprietary info and customer-specific content.
Now for proposals and contracts, the really sensitive stuff, you learned where to draw that hard line in the sand. AI can definitely help with the boilerplate sections and standard language, but all pricing, custom legal terms, financial details, that has to be handled securely, offline, no exceptions.
From there, we leveled up to explore some more advanced applications, focusing on 2 really important areas, your CRM and those high-stakes conversations, like handling objections. And here, you learned a really critical difference, using the secure native AI features that are built right inside your CRM versus the extremely high-risk practice of exporting that data to some external AI tool. One works within your security framework. The other one just breaks it wide open.
And for objection handling, you saw how AI can be an amazing preparation partner. It's like a sparring partner you can use to categorize objections, develop different response strategies, and even run through role-playing scenarios to practice and get better, all in a totally secure, anonymized environment.
And finally, we looked ahead. We talked about the tangible, real-world results of mastering these skills and the important next steps for you and your organization. This is where the payoff becomes crystal clear. By applying these techniques securely, you're now set up to see some huge, measurable gains. For starters, think about a 40% reduction in the time you spend on administrative tasks and creating content. That's huge. You can also drive a 25% gain in your overall productivity and your pipeline velocity just by being smarter and more efficient in how you do research and outreach.
And it's not just about speed. The actual quality and personalization of your communications can improve by as much as 35% when you use AI the right way. And get this, you could achieve up to a 60% faster response time to your customers. In a competitive market like today's, that kind of speed can absolutely be the difference maker.
All of these incredible results bring us to one last crucial point about the path forward from here. The skills you've built are an amazing foundation, but every single organization's needs are a little different.
And that brings us to an important notice. This tutorial gives you some excellent general guidance, but we know every organization is unique. To truly de-risk your operations and optimize for your specific goals, you really need training that's tailored to you. That's why this guidance is provided without warranty, because the best approach really depends on your specific situation. This tutorial from Virtualization Options LLC offers general guidance intended for a typical organization. However, every organization is unique and requires training tailored to its specific needs. This specialized training addresses the tools and processes that can help reduce risks and enhance productivity goals within the organization. Please note that the guidance provided may not be applicable to your specific situation and is offered without any warranty, expressed or implied. For this reason, we develop customized training after collaborating closely with an organization to identify its unique needs and priorities. For information on how to create an organization-specific training program, please contact Bob Slovic, Chief Technologist at virtualizationoptionsllc.com. His email is bob.slovic@virtualizationoptionsllc.com. Thank you so much for joining us.